is trying to keep him from keeling over dead. So it's still the same day. So you're about early afternoon at the moment.
Oh, that last one's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that picture. So, of course, Ash's Farrell's basically pulled out. Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
Okay, so right now I'm curled up with a blanket. So if you don't hear from me in more than 5 minutes, or you try talking to me and I don't respond, it means I fell asleep in my chair.
Oh God, the eyes.
They're soulless.
That is weapon grade cuteness and should be illegal.
Yeah, this is actually from a
That's not your character when he was young, was he?
No, this is from a different Game of Thrones campaign. That's actually his daughter.
Yeah, because if you know how the anime style does females, you can definitely tell that's a girl.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's Sir James's daughter. More specifically, his bastard daughter. Look at the picture above.
That's his wife?
No.
No,
bastard daughter.
Yeah, okay. You could have married the woman afterwards.
Fuck no.
I just remembered. I'm technically
So
a bastard.
he's not honor bound.
Doesn't mean that I have to marry her. That does mean, however, that I have to give her.
Yeah, that's pretty much that is the honorable thing to do.
Well,
Another
the honorable thing to do is is to make sure the child is taken care of. The child
So
and their mother is taken care of.
He's paying
child. That's what Sir James would do. Make sure that the woman would be well.
Yeah, I mean top tier honor brew would being marrying her and all that, but you can still call yourself honorable and do that by the morals of the setting.
Anyway, so
unless you get a bastard child with a noble, then you are going to marry her.
Yeah, usually
just create
relatives will shank you and hang
you
from the nearest tree.
I mean, just do a blood feud. Those are always fun.
Yeah. Anyway,
I mean, Brackens and Blackwoods have been having really awesome blood feuds.
Yeah,
I think the peasants really enjoy that. I mean, they're the ones who get their fields burned every year or so.
Well, they live in the Riverlands. They should expect it by now. Sorry.
I guess they should all move out of the Riverlands and let the nobles till their own fields. That way, they have way too little time to be feuding with each other.
Yeah, but then who would the Ironborn reave?
Look, Lady
Marks. The Ironborn can go fuck themselves.
Can we get on with the game, please?
Yes.
Hey, look, guys, it's Grandpa.
Yeah, we got that.
Nice.
Anyway, so you're back at for fuck's sake.
Let's keep talking. Okay. Talk over us.
So, well, I've been trying to. So,
put something in the front.
Sorry.
Okay. You're back at the holdfast. You've captured a guy. It's been a few hours since the Maester's taken him away to try and stabilise him. You've explained everything to Lord, what's his face, whose name I cannot now remember, explained what happened to Lord Edwin.
Mm-hmm.
And it's now sort of late afternoon, going into evening.
Yeah, I valiantly described how I obliterated a couple people.
So you're bragging to the house guard.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I have a bag full of heads that I'm like, say, hey, go put these on the spikes outside.
Okay, so Elric's gone to do whatever he does until Vlad gets back. So late afternoon, heading into evening, and it's decided that there's going to be an early dinner, and the watch is going to be doubled for the evening. So everyone comes in to have the meal in the main hall. James and Celtigar get to sit at the table with the family because they're the only two knights in the household, important members of the house. So you're all sitting down having your dinner when Maester Rollo comes into the hall and goes over to the high table. I've stabilized the gentleman. Unfortunately, he is going to expire within the next few days, but he's capable of speech for the moment, and he's in not too much pain. Edwin turns, looking pensive, and goes, "Well, we'll leave him for this evening, and we'll have a chat with him. We'll have a chat with him tomorrow. I don't really have time to do it." And he looks up and down the table and goes, "Calcigar, Tavion."
Yes.
Aye, my lord.
Yes, my lord.
I want you two to talk to this robber knight or whatever he is. Find out what you can, where he's from, and what's he got, why in the old god's name they thought it'd be a good idea to attack one of my children. But again, leave it until the morning. At least get a decent, then get a night's sleep.
Right then, my lord. First thing in the morning.
And Edwin just continues picking at his food and sort of deep thinking. So, unless you guys want to do anything this evening, we'll skip to the next morning. Don't know what you got Harold doing, James.
It's in the morning, so I would have him up. Have you done your daily walk yet?
Yes, sir.
Good. We shall move on to forms.
Yes, sir. And
Personally,
he goes into the training yard and practices with the guardsmen.
I prefer a high guard like this, but you may prefer the base, the trickster guard, or one of several others. My personal opinion for you will be to develop your own style. That way, no one can freely pick and choose what moves they're going to deflect. The less they know about you, the more effective you will be in combat.
Yes, sir. Okay, so what
Practice
are you doing?
that for a good 30 minutes, and here, a little something from Essos.
Sorry, what was that?
I gave him a little pear wine from Essos, and say, here.
Okay. He sort of sniffs it, and has a sip of it, and goes, it's quite good, sir.
It comes from me. That's where my mother is from.
Thank you, sir. I'll get on with my training now. And he heads into the yard, starts doing his practice forms.
Good lad.
Okay, so what are you up to, Celtigar?
Training in the doing a quick workout in the morning before heading over towards I guess to meet with Tavian to go see the prisoner.
Right. Well, you know he's in the Maester's rooms under guard at the moment because he can't be moved from where he is.
Yeah.
You know he's not going to be climbing out any fucking windows at any time. So once you two meet up, I'm assuming you just go straight there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well,
All right. Do you want to play good bailiff, bad bailiff?
Well, seeing as you're probably the one better at talking, I'll play bad guy.
Okay. Get a hammer, maybe something to crush the fingers, and do we have any vises?
I was just threaten to do
any
little.
Vises, you know, those things used to clamp down objects to each other. They can also be used as a torture.
You mean clamps?
Vises, clamps, whatever.
Vices. I kept hearing you say visors. I was like, yeah, you've got one on your helmet.
Oh, not visor. Vises.
Sorry.
Vice is. It sounds like you're saying Z.
Yeah. Anyway.
Sorry. I think it's like a certain speech pattern. I don't know. Let's get on.
Yeah, it's accents and stuff. But anyway. So he's just literally said, go grab some torture implements.
I mean, I have my axe.
That's all you need. That's all you need.
Yeah.
But having many tools will make him know we're serious. Although I do not wish to use them on him.
I mean, a blunt. I mean, if you need to draw blood, I got the sharp end, and then I can hit him with the blunt end. That seems pretty effective. And then just always threaten to turn like Blood Eagle him. And what? And I heard
You
some
do
legends.
raise some very good points.
Yeah.
Okay, as you're talking, because this isn't a very large holdfast, you've now reached the couple of rooms that have been reserved for the Maester. As you arrive, you see the Maester come out of his rooms, and he spots you. Celtigar, Sir Tavion. The gentleman's had something to drink and eat. He's awake, but I'll be coming back in the next few minutes with some painkillers to put him under. He's not going to be. He can only stay awake, or at least cogent, for a few minutes at a time. He needs to take some painkillers.
I turn to Celtigar and ask him, remind me, what are we supposed to get out of
Find out who he is, why he was targeting us, if he was targeting us specifically, all that noise.
Well, if you men wouldn't mind enlightening to me to how you're intending to get that out of a man who's basically dying.
Okay, so when you arrive, the Maester does bow to you. At least he is about. I'm not sure this is the place for someone of your
You can skip with politeness, Maester. I could hear the voice of the men discussed as I think half the castle could hear them discuss it. And I just was here to give my opinion, which of
Oh,
course knights such as yourself are more than free to ignore. But in this case, I would wager offer him an honorable death in reward for him telling you is probably a better option than trying to torture a man who is stoned out of his mind on the milk poppy.
The Master goes, torture? What's this about torture?
Oh no, it's more of the threat of torture, really. Anyway,
Intimidation tactics.
your counsel is greatly appreciated, my lady. We will take it under consideration, or at least Sir Tavian's welcome to offer that as counterpoint to me playing. What was it? Bad Night, I believe.
Bad bailiff. I think everybody heard that one. But
I'm sorry, lords, ladies. I can't allow you to overly.
We weren't actually going to. God, please. The threat, I was not informed of his condition or real. I am not.
Oh, Sir Tavian, we were informed of his condition last night at supper.
So, he was informed that he was stable, but he didn't know. You'll see what condition he's in when you go in there. But remember, you're the only one that actually saw him when he came in. Tavian was busy elsewhere.
Oh yeah.
So, but when you come in, you see that in one of the beds in the far side of the room is the man that came in, and he's lying. He's obviously been undressed and he's covered up. But first thing you notice is around the bandages on his upper left side is what's left of a war lance in his upper left chest, sort of like where the joint of the arm connects with the trunk. Very, very close to where his heart is. But he's not dead because you can see him breathing. But he's covered in like really badly sweating, and his breathing is not very stable.
I kind of turn around to everyone else and just whisper, "Ooh, that's bad."
Indeed, he's very quiet.
You should see. You should see what happened to his buddies.
Oh,
I'm actually grateful for his buddies. They at least got clean deaths.
Yes.
I wouldn't. I really would not describe what happened to a couple of them as clean.
Yeah,
at least they died quick.
If I may interrupt you, if I may interrupt you, Aldigar, if you can smell that sweet rotting smell, that means the wound has gone septic. I'd say a few seconds of pain in comparison to days of agony as you're slowly dying, as your body's rotting.
The ladies The lady's correct. The wound has gone bad, and of course, because of the location, I can't use any of the traditional methods to, well, clean the wound, because removing the lance will pull all the blood away from his heart. I can't cut away because, of course, it's part on his torso. Personally, I would have given him one of my painless poisons along with his drink to let him go quietly. But of course, Lord Edwin needs to know where this man's from. His effects are over there, if you want to have a look through them. And I will just have a look at his wounds, see how well he's doing, see if he's capable of talking to any of you for a moment. And he shuffles over.
New plan. Let me do the talking.
Fine.
And Sir James, before I leave, make sure tell him that if he cooperates, a merciful end will be his reward. If he doesn't, he has days of agony before he finally passes. That could be very persuasive in this situation.
I will try to put it tactfully, my lady.
Okay, so...
Well, I'll leave you to it then, Sir James. She heads out.
Okay, so James is going to go talk to the prisoner. What are you doing, Celtic? Are you going to look through his stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll do Celticar's bit first because that'll probably be the quickest one to do. So, as you separate, his equipment's been, they've generally just dumped. It has been put quite neatly down. And what's there is a suit of, obviously a suit of half plate, which is of course the chest plate and the torso chainmail has been almost completely destroyed by the lance strike. And of course it had to be cut off him, so that's completely gone. It's not castle forged, but it's still better quality than you see most hedge knights have. His shield's completely unadorned and common design anywhere really. Had a long sword, morning star, a few knives, a belt pouch with some coin in it. There's nothing much in there. No maker's marks, nothing. But the main thing you get from that is this is actually some quite good equipment. No, not something your average bandit would be able to get their hands on.
All right.
So, what did you want to do?
I think we have a rogue knight on our hands.
Robin, it could be a Robin Knight.
Yeah.
So, while Celticar's basically moving through all the metalwork there, you go over to the beds, James, and you find the Meister's got there first, and he's just checking the bandages. As he's lifting the bandages, it smells worse. And what you do spot is underneath, like it has gone green and black, and you can see the veins going away from it. Once you get close enough, of course, your sort of presence, the Maester turns around and goes, well, he doesn't seem to be in too much pain at the moment, but I would ask you to not have him exert himself too much and try to be gentle.
Oh, Maester, this should only take a few minutes.
I'm going to make him...
Friend, how fare you?
I've got a foot of fucking wooden steel in my chest, and I'm dying of gangrene. What the fuck do you think I feel like?
It is simply polite to ask, although somewhat inconsiderate of me, yes. I wish to ask you some questions.
Ask away. Doesn't mean I'm going to fucking tell you anything. Oh, God.
Firstly, who are you? You specifically.
Go fuck your mother.
Ah, yes, profanity. Oh, yeah. Again, I ask, who are you?
No one important.
Well, you must be someone. You had some equipment back there. From what I hear, some nice little kit. Which means either you had connections, you had some coin, or one of the two. Which means you're someone. So again, I ask, who are you?
Just a guy that found some stuff that fell off the back of a cart.
Are you honestly suspecting that I will fall for that? Equipment is just not falling nowhere.
I've got nothing else to entertain me with, have I?
No. No, you do not. So, how did you meet with your ragtag companion?
They weren't friends of mine. I was just riding through, minding my own business.
Really? You were minding your own business when you were assaulting some very good friends of mine?
Oh, well, no, they were assaulting other people first. Yeah, the guy is obviously in pain, but he's enjoying being a bit of a dick at the moment, apparently.
Well, he's not going to get a rise out of me. I've done this before. Who do you work for? Yourself? A group?
I'm trying to think of a good insult. Hold on. I work for the brothel your mother works at.
Yes, yes. Both of our mothers used to work in brothel. Blah, blah, blah. Again, I ask, were you working by yourself? A temporary alliance? A group? Mayhaps you had someone's patronage.
Hey,
So,
maybe. Go ahead.
sorry, he started breathing slightly more heavily and he's starting sweating more. You know what? I feel slightly tired. I think I might go back to sleep.
Are you just trying to escape a situation?
No, I'm just gathering enough strength to start doing backflips out the fucking door.
Hmm. Well, it's got me nowhere, but know this. When I hear that you are languid again, I shall be back, and there will be more questions. Hopefully, you will answer them more freely. Besides, I know you only have a few days. A few days of drawn-out pain from what I hear, from on account of what's in your chest.
Yeah.
No one should have to die like that. In a bed, in pain, whether they know it or not. Do know that, well, I shouldn't say anything, but there are better ways to die, painlessly.
Why don't you do everyone a favour, you oversized twat, and take a long jump off a short wall?
Did that once. I survived. My legs are too long.
Wait, maybe this guy's the fucking legend of Jin Alley or something like that.
A what?
It's a joke reference to that one guy. Because he sort of reminds me of that one guy. I forget his name. The Night's Watch guy that ended up betraying Mormont, leading the mutiny against Mormont.
Oh, you mean that knife fighting prick?
Yeah, the fucking legend of Gin Alley.
Oh yeah. Hold on. I'm just looking for something.
So what now?
Apparently, just generally talking to him or asking him questions, he's obviously not going to be talking about much. The Maester does come over and gives him some painkillers, and he goes off to sleep for a bit. And he turns to you and goes, "I'll put him under for a few hours. Would you like me to send you a runner when he awakes again?"
Yes, that would be much appreciated.
So, so you found out that. So, what you found out at the moment is one, this guy's somehow got some pretty good equipment for a common bandit, so he obviously isn't one. Apparently, he's got enough either loyalty, stubbornness, or been paid enough that even in this situation, he's not willing to talk about anything. So that's what you have at the moment. As well as, of course, you know for a fact that there obviously someone's watching you coming and going. And again, first thing that pointed out someone was going strange. That there have been complaints from your your direct liege, about the quality of materials he's been receiving from you, from the house.
So I guess you guys are leaving the thingy then?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Are they going to wait until he wakes up, or are you going to go elsewhere for a bit?
I guess they're staying.
Sounds like.
Sorry?
No.
Have you fallen asleep?
Wait, what? What's going on?
I was asking what you want to do next. Do you want to stay there until he wakes back up, or are you going to go somewhere else for a bit?
I just will talk with Tavian and say, well, you're probably right. This guy is well connected with somebody at least, because I doubt he managed to get this equipment. He's also obviously not from here, around here, because I doubt
Continue running on battery power. Disable automatically to save power.
Sorry. Raven, does James have worldly?
Does James have worldly? Yes, he does.
So I know it's supposed to be mainly for Essos, but fluff-wise, he's been up and down Westeros as well, hasn't he?
Yep.
Okay. His accent, is very reminiscent of the Westerlands.
I tell him the Eltagon man. I think he's the Westerlands in his accent.
So you've got a fucking Southern Kingdom crossbow, and apparently a Westerlander, big, maybe knight, all in the same place for some reason.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want me to
For a
go
second,
over
I thought.
what, do you want me to go over what you guys know so far?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so first thing you know is that apparently materials that are going from your lumberyard to your liege lord are of such bad quality that they've actually caused an accident during construction and caused some injuries. And it was specifically the wood that was used as for framework that broke during the construction of a building. So, of course, there's been a complaint. And, of course, Elric with Celtigar as escort had been originally going to the lumberyard to speak to the yard manager and see what's going on, because you don't have that much. You don't have as much product going out that it should have problems with quality control at the moment. They then found out that they were being watched by the bandits. Not that they'd encountered them, but was specifically watching for them, going from the holdfast. And apparently had the balls enough to set an ambush for the Lord's son, whatever. When stuff went wrong, suddenly some heavily armoured gentlemen came out of the forest, killed 2 of your man-at-arms, and then was captured after you injured him. His equipment is standard for most knights, a bit more than your average hedge knight would be able to get his hands on. The horse was of good quality as well. That's something Isabel figured out. It was a courser, specifically. And then, of course, one of the bandits had some quality chainmail and a fucking southern crossbow, which aren't very common in the north. And, of course, you've now found out that the gentleman in question, the knight, is apparently spent a lot of time, or is specifically from the Westerlands.
Basically, oh lordy, this is a problem.
So, you know the guy's going to be out for a few hours, which for most views anywhere between 2 to 6. So your only other lead you've got is, of course, the lumberyard, which you weren't able to get to.
I think right now we just wait for the guy to wake up and just ask him more questions, because this is all connected.
Just need to figure it out. Connect the dots.
All right. So, unless you guys want to do something in the intervening time, I'm going to jump 2 hours ahead.
Well, the thing is, I imagine you guys aren't staying there for the duration, right? You're not sitting right next to his bed for the next 2-3 hours?
Well, we will be doing something for those hours.
Well, anyway, if you leave, you will find Lady Isabel waiting for you outside.
Okay.
Ah, my lady, how are you?
I am well. What did you learn?
Not much. I think the man's a Westerner by the way he speaks, but all he really did was throw profanities at me and insulted my mother.
Right. That means we have to up. I will have to get permission from my father, but I think it's time to cut painkillers. He'll probably be a lot more talkative with that. And with that, she gets off. Probably to. You can fairly assume that she's going to go have a chat with her father.
I wish you luck in your endeavors. Well, I wish you luck.
Sometimes one has to be cruel. just
Alright.
one should not have to. One, it's just one should not. One should strive to not make it a habit. But the situation is dire. And with that, she
Okay.
walks.
So what's Elric been doing for the past this morning? Can't hear
I
a
think
word
your
you're
mic is
saying.
messed up again.
Still nothing. No. Still nothing. Oh God, the Lord of the House has gone mute.
Hmm?
Said, oh God, the air of the house has gone mute.
Yeah.
Alright, so while Eric's trying to sort that out, you've gone to go speak to Lord Edwin, haven't you, Isabel?
Yes.
Okay. So he's still in the main hall. Tables have all been cleaned up and all the other benches have been moved to the side of the hall, and he's still at the head table. And you hear him before you get there, him swearing vehemently, and his lady wife, your mother, Gida, basically trying to get him to calm down. Oh, sorry. When you come into the hall, you find he's holding another Raven's note, and
Now, we've been practicing jousting.
get back. This is interesting, but can we get back to the game? What, dear sister? Well, what do you want me to do? I don't torture people. Very well, sister. Let us go. Very well. Why don't we just actually cut his paying education? not a warg. He doesn't. He only has warg dreams. He can't fully do it, but he can partially do it. Thirteen. Go and investigate. Are you okay? Mission granted. Motorcycle Alex Lan, where are you? Yes. Yep. I mean, can they keep a... I mean, do they have voices? Does have voices? Alex, like you, we're going to find this man. Can land roll tracking. Can land roll tracking. 17. Well, I guess we go that way. Do we use chase rules? Okay. Land, cut them off. Shadow cats are as large as tigers. Tigers are ambush predators. An opposed run check. Isn't Celtigar an archer? Not Celtigar, what's his name? Okay, so I'm gonna ride after them. character. Assassins. Yowling or growling? Oh, looks like Lan, what have you gotten into? There's no helping her. We should still continue riding after them. Memoicha? I don't have. Cunning, that's I don't have. Jeanette. Well, I was gonna enjoy. Well, she's dead. Elwick. Elwick gets back and says, okay, we probably should catch her killers. Fuck. Well, can I make an awareness check to see if there's any tracks on the other side? $18. Well, shit. So we can't follow them any farther. Okay. I could just have Lan follow them at a distance. Lan, here are your orders. No, I never planned on having him. I was giving him very specific orders to follow them, but not be seen. I don't really tell everybody. Well, let's head back. Go back to pick up her body. Yes, assassins tend to let. Well, quietly or quickly. Well, clearly not dealing with a professional assassin, but not a very good one. Neither have I. Well, very well. Get the body, the maester, and after he's done with it, have it buried. I feel sorry for your loss. She's with the old gods now. Elwood goes over and tries to calm her down. She was strangled. She was strangled. She was strangled and violated. I. Absolutely no tact. They're like, what did I do? Yes, sister. Mm. My lady sister, I don't think she was involved in this. She was clearly just a maiden who was swayed by a silver-tongued man, and she was raped. My dear sister, I think she was just a girl who was smitten by a young man, and she has nothing to do with this. Do not speak ill of the dead. Area amongst the common folk. Amongst the servants, do not listen to my sister. She is not to know all the facts. There were two people with her. Two people with them. With following, and there's not. Sister, let us go to our father.